It's this beautiful design featuring loops that come out of your work, creating this messy look. On this video, I'll teach you how to do the crazy loops edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4. So for this design, we're going to start with a foundation chain that's any number of stitches plus 2 for the base chain. I made 14 chains. We're going to begin with row 1. We're going to start with skipping the first 3 chains, which counts as a double crochet, and then doing 1 double crochet into the next. So you skip 1, 2, 3, into the next, do a double crochet. And for this row, we're going to do 1 double crochet into each chain all the way down. So just do double crochets into each chain of the foundation chain, and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, I've done a double crochet into each chain of the foundation chain. This here is the end of row 1. Now, this is just important to note for this design. For all rows with the right side facing you, we're not going to flip our work. We're just going to be working kind of backwards. So this row 1 is our right side. Like this is what it should look like. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. So now it means that our row 2 and every even number row, we're going to work it from left to right. So backwards. So we're going to begin row 2 with a chain 7. And that is the beginning of the repeat as well. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, we're not going to turn our work. We're going to be doing a slip stitch into the front loop only of the next double crochet to the right. So we've got the front loop is this one here, right? And then this would be our back loop. So we're going to work backwards to this double crochet on the right and into the front loop of it, do a slip stitch. So we're just going to do a slip stitch. And there we go. Now we are going to be just repeating this all the way back. So it's going to give you these kind of twisted chains. So let's do that again. We chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you go to the right. Sorry, it's really hard for me to show you this because this is curling. So now we're going to go to the next stitch over to the right into the front loop only and do a slip stitch. So let me see if I can show you. Find the front loop only, which is here, of that double crochet on the right, and there do a slip stitch. And for the slip stitch, I kind of have to twist my work so I can do it correctly, but making sure that I'm untwisting it to continue. That there is the repeat you want to do all the way down. So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Find the next double crochet to the right and into the front loop only, do a slip stitch. As mentioned, I need to twist it to make sure that I can do it correctly and then untwist it. And this is what we're going to do all the way down. Chain 7, go to the right, double crochet and do a slip stitch in the front loop only. Do this and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, so I'm about to be done this row here. So I just want to show you the very last 2. I am left with a double crochet and a turning chain. So I have 2 to go. I'm doing my chain 7. At this point, you should know that it's a little awkward to do this without turning your work. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we go into the front loop of the double crochet, which is the last one here, and do a slip stitch. And now we just have the turning chain, so we want to make sure that we do 1 there. So you chain 7. And then do your very last slip stitch into the top of the turning chain. So this doesn't have to be in the front loop only. This can be just into the chain, into the top of the turning chain. Do a slip stitch there. And this here will be the end of row 2. Again, we're still looking at it from the front, like this is the right side of the work. We're going to move on to row 3, we are not turning our work either. We're chaining 3, which counts as a double crochet. Now we're going to skip that stitch, which is just the turning chain. And now we're going to be doing a double crochet into the back loop only of the next stitch. So working these chains, like those slip stitches, you did them in the front loop. So then the back loop of the double crochet is now exposed. So let me just flip this over so I can show you what that is. So the back loop of the double crochet is exposed. If I flip it up, you can see it right here. This is the back loop. This is the back loop. This is the back loop. So we're going to be working into those back loops of the double crochet. Again, we didn't flip our work, so let me just go back to that. We're going to do a double crochet into the back loop only of each stitch. So we're skipping the turning chain, finding the first double crochet, which is this one here, and that's the back loop of it. So, and they're doing a double crochet. The next one over, this is the back loop of the double crochet, into there, a double crochet. And doing this all the way to the end. You're doing a double crochet into the back loop only of the double crochet of row 1. Do this all the way down and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, I've done all those double crochets here into the back loop only. And so now basically we just want to repeat row 2 and 3. You can repeat this however many times you want if you're making like a really thick edge. I'm just going to do it once more. So I'm repeating row 2 and 3. If you're going to repeat it more than once, then you would repeat it however many times, but end in a row 3. So again, I'm going to do it once more. I'll do row 2, which is the chain 7 and slip stitch in the front loop only all the way back. Then row 3, doing the double crochets in the back loop only all the way back, with my work always facing me. And I'll meet you when we're done that to make a finishing row together. Okay, I just did my row 2 and 3 once more. So I now have a row of double crochets here in the back loop only. And now we're just going to do a finishing row together. So once you have the height, or yeah, the width, I guess. Wait, is that width or height? Height that you want of your edge. You're going to be doing a finishing row. Let's chain 2 and flip our work. Now you're just going to work a half double crochet into each stitch to the end. Skipping the first one. Into the next, do a half double crochet. And now just do a half double crochet all the way to the end. So do that and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, that's the end of the finishing row. You make sure you do your last half double crochet into the top of the turning chain. Now you can go ahead and cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. Okay, this one is so cool, you guys. I kind of wish I made a bigger sample for you, but how fun is this? It just adds these like little loops or ruffles that come out of the work and they look kind of like crazy. So this would add a really beautiful detail to like a blanket or something like that. Super cute and very easy to make too. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.